Hello and welcome. I'm the Theory Detective, and these lessons will uncover the mystery of music theory. So in the last lesson, we learned about the three powerhouse chords, and I'm going to go ahead and have you listen to them right now. This is in the key of C, or the scale of C major. There's our scale, and we have the 1 chord. Here's our C, and here's the 1 chord, the C major chord. And here's our G, and our G major chord, the 5 chord, number 5. Here's our C again, the 1 chord. And here's our F chord, and this is the 4 chord. And finally, our 1 chord again. So you can hear how they all relate to one another, the 5 chord above and the 4 chord below. And of course, the 1 chord is also called the tonic. So let's see what it looks like if you start with a different note or a different scale. Right here we have our G. So we're going to give this a big capital G. This is the G major scale. Now remember, from the G major scale, it actually had an accidental. Our very first accidental, our first sharp, F sharp. So we're going to find the F, G, A, B, C, D, E, aha, right there, and add in the sharp before the F. So we see the sharp first, and then we play the F sharp. And you can hear what that sounds like. Here's the scale. There we are. And then finally the G again. So we're going to give them all a number. Well, I'll fit it in right here. Here's our 1, well, I'll do it above. Here's our 1, here's our 2, 3, 4, there we are, 5, 6, 7, and 1 again. And you can put 8 in parentheses if you like. There we are. So if we want to build the 1 chord, we have to start with G now, because G is our tonic, or our main note. It's the name of the scale. So let's start with our G, and we're going to go ahead and give that 1, and we're going to skip up to B and skip up to D, and that builds our 1 chord, G. Now right here, notice that from the bottom, say that the skip is a 3rd, but from the bottom to the top is also a 5th. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our 5th. We can also find the 5th by just counting up from the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's D. I'll go ahead and put that in here. There's our D. And here's our D, a 5th above. So we're going to change, no, we're going to build on that. Here's our D over here, and we're going to make our D chord, or our 5 chord. So we skip up to F, and remember that F is sharp, so we're going to put a big sharp before the F, and then again skip up to A, and that builds our 5 chord. Here's the 1 chord again, our G chord. And here's our 5 chord, our D chord. And all of these are major, so it's G major chord and D major chord. And now we're going to go below, so we have 1. So we want a 5th above and a 5th below. So there's our 1, 2, 3 on the line, 4 on the space, that's our D, and 5 on the line. So our C now becomes the 4th. So this is our C, and this is our 4 chord. And we count from the bottom to find it. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's our C, and there's our 4 chord. So it's a 5th below, but we identify it from the bottom up. So a 5th above is our D chord, a 5th below is our C chord. And I'll have you hear what that sounds like. Our G chord and our C chord. and back to our G chord. And that's our second powerhouse. So our first powerhouse, well, after the tonic, of course. First powerhouse is the D chord, and the second the C chord, or the 5 chord and the 4 chord. Now again, for these we use Roman numerals. The Roman numeral for 1 is a capital I. We're going to make it nice and capital for us, nice and big. And then the Roman numeral for 5 is a V. So we're going to change that. We're going to make this nice and capital. There we are. And then our a Roman numeral for 4 is an IV. So we're going to change 4 to IV. So they're all Roman numerals now. So we have our 1 chord, our 5 chord, and our 4 chord. And I'll have you listen to what that sounds like. Our 1 chord, our 5 chord, our 1 chord again, our 4 chord, and our 1 chord again. There we are. Go ahead and take out your flashcards on the 1 chord, I, Roman numeral 1, in the key of G major. You can put scale of G major if you like. And it's the G major chord. Go ahead and write that in the back. G major chord. And then you have the 5 chord in the key or scale of G major. And that is the D major chord. And finally you have the 4 chord in the key or scale of G major. And that is the C chord. Go ahead and add those to your practice pile and practice them as much as you can until they become very easy. And as always, have a great day.